It's not easy to accept that things won't go the way you planned, but maybe, just maybe, there's something better waiting for you in the ruins of your broken dreams. Plans are fragile, but hope is not. Even after everything crumbles, there's always a new path waiting to be discovered. The plans I built my future on are now dust, scattered in the wind. But in this silence, I hear the faintest whispers of new beginnings. When life throws unexpected challenges your way, it's not the immediate disruption that hurts the most, but the lingering questions of what could have been. I thought I had everything figured out, but life has a way of teaching you that you can't control every outcome. All you can do is learn, adapt, and keep moving forward. A ruined plan feels like the loss of a dream, but it's only through the broken pieces that we realize how much we've grown, even in the face of disappointment. Sometimes it's in the destruction of your plans that you find a new kind of freedom, the freedom to embrace the unknown and trust that something better is on the horizon. It's easy to lose sight of what's truly important when your plans are taken from you. But even in the wreckage, there's always something worth holding on to. The weight of lost plans is heavy, but there's an unexpected strength in learning how to carry that weight and use it to build something new. When the plans you held onto so tightly are taken away, it's hard to know where to turn. But even in the confusion, there's the potential for new beginnings. You can't plan for everything, and when things go wrong, it feels like the universe is mocking your every step. But there's power in learning to rise from the ashes. It's hard to accept that what you thought was the right path is no longer possible. But maybe, just maybe, it's time to trust that the universe has something else in store. When your plans are destroyed, you're left with nothing but the space to rebuild. And sometimes that empty space is where the most beautiful transformations begin. I thought I knew exactly where I was going, but now, with every plan shattered, I'm forced to face the uncomfortable reality of not knowing what comes next. The feeling of losing everything you planned for is overwhelming, but it's also an invitation to discover new possibilities and redefine your future. In the aftermath of a ruined plan, the hardest part isn't just picking up the pieces. It's finding the courage to trust that something better is on its way. Sometimes, the most painful losses lead to the most powerful awakenings. What seems like the end of your plans may be the beginning of something much greater. Plans are just illusions we hold on to until life decides otherwise. But in the wake of those illusions, we find the raw truth of what we are truly capable of. The most heartbreaking moments come when you realize that the future you envisioned is no longer possible. But in that heartbreak, there's a lesson waiting to be learned. When everything falls apart, it's hard to see a way forward. But even in the darkest moments, there's a light that guides us toward something new and unexpected. The disappointment of a ruined plan lingers, but it also offers the opportunity to redefine what success means to you in this moment of uncertainty. When your plans fall apart, it's easy to feel defeated, but sometimes the greatest opportunities arise from the most unexpected places. Plans can break, but resilience cannot. Even when everything seems lost, you carry within you the power to rise again. In the silence after everything falls apart, you realize that the journey itself, rather than the destination, is what truly matters. When your plans are derailed, the only thing left to do is breathe, trust the process, and wait for the next chapter to unfold. The hardest part of a ruined plan is accepting that it's not the end. It's just a new beginning in disguise. Plans may fail, but the lessons learned from them are the true treasures, shaping you into someone who can handle whatever life throws your way. Life doesn't always go as planned, but maybe that's where the magic happens. When we let go of the illusion of control and embrace the unknown. When your plans are ruined, you can either stay stuck in the pain of disappointment, or you can find the strength to move forward and discover a new path. Plans are fleeting, but the strength we develop through their failure becomes a lasting part of who we are, guiding us toward new horizons. It's easy to feel defeated when your plans fall apart, but remember, the only thing that's truly broken is the illusion of certainty. The rest is still waiting to unfold. Sometimes, the weight of an unexpected change feels like the collapse of everything you've worked towards. It's not just the plan that's ruined, but the hope that once guided you through every step of the way. In the moment when everything crumbles, you're left with more than just frustration. You find yourself questioning if you were ever in control of your own journey to begin with. What do you do when your plans are shattered? Do you fight to rebuild what's lost? Or do you find peace in the acceptance that not everything is meant to be? There are times when life's curveballs leave you feeling disoriented and uncertain, but perhaps it's not about the plans that fail, but the strength you gain from navigating the unexpected. When someone ruins your plan, it's like they've taken away a piece of your future, leaving you to search for meaning in the chaos they created. I spent so much time carefully crafting each step, and now all I'm left with are fragments of a future I thought I could control. What is left to do when your carefully thought out plans fall apart? How do you move forward when the path you set out for yourself no longer exists? It feels like the ground beneath me is shifting, and everything I thought was stable is now uncertain. I didn't expect the storm to come from the people I trusted the most. The disappointment when someone ruins your plans goes beyond just lost time. It's the sense of betrayal, the shattered trust, that hits the hardest. In those quiet moments after everything goes wrong, you're left alone with your thoughts, wondering if the universe has a better plan or if it's just testing your resolve. Plans are fragile. One misstep, one unexpected action, and everything you've envisioned falls apart. The hardest part isn't just the loss, it's trying to understand why it happened. It's painful to realize that what seemed like a sure thing is now nothing more than a memory of what could have been. But maybe it's in these broken moments that you learn what truly matters. When your dreams are disrupted by the actions of others, it's easy to feel as if you've lost everything. But deep down, you know that this isn't the end, it's a turning point. There's a unique kind of sadness in seeing your future crumble. It's not just about the loss of the plan. It's the uncertainty of what comes next. It's like watching a beautiful structure fall apart in slow motion. At first, you think you can salvage it, but soon you realize that some things can never be fixed. When everything you worked for falls apart, you're left with a silence that echoes through your thoughts. There's no comfort in what was, only in what might come next. At the crossroads of disappointment and hope, I find myself unsure of which direction to take. The plan I had is gone, but my heart still longs for something better. It's not the broken plans that hurt the most, but the realization that I gave so much of myself to something that wasn't meant to be. The hardest part isn't accepting the failure of the plan. It's dealing with the aftermath, the confusion, the frustration, the desire to start over. Sometimes the unexpected twists are the ones that hurt the most because they make you question everything you thought you knew about yourself and the world around you. In the wreckage of shattered plans, you may find yourself lost, but within that disarray, there's the potential to rebuild something even stronger. It feels like everything I've worked for has been ripped away, and I'm left with nothing but my own thoughts and the emptiness of unfulfilled dreams. You can't predict life's turns, but when it all falls apart, it feels like a personal betrayal from the universe itself, as if everything you planned for was never meant to be. It's not the plans themselves that were important, but the hope they gave me. Now that hope feels distant, lost in the aftermath of everything that went wrong. The weight of a ruined plan doesn't just affect your present, it lingers, casting a shadow over the future you thought you could have. When someone takes away your future, even unintentionally, the pain isn't just from the loss of the plan, but from the uncertainty of what happens next. To have your plans interrupted is one thing, but to have them completely destroyed is another. It leaves you questioning if anything is truly in your control. There's a strange kind of grief when your plans fall apart. It's not just sadness, it's a deep, unspoken sorrow that comes with realizing that your vision was never meant to come to life. It's hard to stay hopeful when everything you've worked towards is undone in an instant. But perhaps the only way out of the darkness is to keep walking, one uncertain step at a time.